Good evening, students. Yesterday we have seen up to the sporulation. Now we are going to discuss about the budding. Budding is another one of the process of asexual reproduction. So for the budding, we can say the example Hydra. So the parent body, they can produce one or more buds. Each bud they can grow into a young individual. So buds they can separate from the parent body to lead in a independent life. Okay, so the buds constructs and it detaches from the parent body and the bud develops into the new one. We can say the example sponges and then in a Hydra. Okay, then see this picture. Okay, then for budding example sponges. So this is the basal end, this is the oral end. So oral end, mouth is present. And near the basal end, okay, then outside that ectoderm, they can produce a small bud. Then the bud they can develop. Then when it is developed in the oral end and then in the basal disc, then they can mature, then they can detach from the parent body. This is the parent body. This is the new one. New young ones, they can when it is matured, they can detach from the parent body and it leads into an independent life. Okay, the same here Hydra. So Hydra, basal end, then oral end, then for what tentacles are present, then during the unfavorable conditions, then that no, not unfavorable, during the favorable conditions also that Hydra near the basal disc they can for what extend small extended from the outside growth they can develop, then the growth they can mature. When this Hydra they can produce the oral end, then the tentacle it is formed, then the basal end also it is formed, then they can detach from the parent body, then the young ones they can lead in an independent life. So before that the maturation, up to the maturation that young ones they can depend the parent body. When it is developed into the oral end, then the tentacles everything, then they can mature, then they can detach from the parent body. Okay, this process is known as the budding. So budding, it is present in the two different types of budding. Endogenous budding and then in a exogenous budding. For here Hydra we can say the example of exogenous. So exogenous, outside of the parent body. That external growth they can develop from the outside of the parent body. That type of budding is known as exogenous budding. Example Hydra. So when the buds are formed on the outer surface of the parent body, that is known as exogenous budding. So in Hydra, when the food is plenty, what is the meaning of plenty? More, excess. So the ectoderm cells they can increases and forms a small elevation outer growth of the body surface. So the ectoderm and the endoderm are pushed out to form the bud. So the bud they can contains an interior lumen. What is the meaning of lumen? Then body cavity, internal they can, inside the body they can present in the cavity, that is known as the lumen. That the lumen they can continue with the parent body, that parent gastrovascular cavity. So gastrovascular, that is also known as the for what alimentary canal system, it is otherwise known as gastrovascular. So inside the body cavity, okay, the bud they can extend its continuation. Then the ectoderm and then endoderm, it is enlarges from the outside they can develop, okay, through the exterior outgrowth. Then the inside the budding also they can produce the gastrovascular cavity. That gastrovascular cavity it is connected into the parent body. Then the bud they can develop into the oral end, then the oral end they can develop into the tentacles. After the formation of the tentacles, Hydra buds, the young ones are matured. So after the maturation, then they can detach from the parent body. Then the young one fully it is grown. Okay, they can separate from the parent body and then it leads into the independent life. Okay, so this is known as the exogenous budding. Example Hydra. Now we are going to see about the endogenous budding. So exogenous for what? The bud they can develop from the outside. Okay, outer the body surface. So endogenous, the bud they can develop from the inside the body, inside the parent body. That is known as the endogenous budding. In for endogenous budding, we can say the example of Noctiluca. So the Noctiluca, hundreds of buds are developed inside the parent body, inside the cytoplasm. Okay, inside the cytoplasm of the parent body, that is known as the endogenous. How it is producing? So in the freshwater sponges, we can say the example, or then in the marine water sponges also. So regular peculiar mode of asexual reproduction, it is known as the forward endogenous budding. Internal buds they can develop. That internal buds are known as gemmules. Gemmules they can develop. A complete grown gemmules or hard ball. See here, this is the forward sponges. Inside the parent body, they can develop into the gemmules. Okay, so this is, they can develop into the gemmules. Okay, internal buds they can develop. Okay, so it is outside, it is present in a foot ladens. Foot ladens or archaeocytes are present. So with the help of this gemmules, they can have their food. Okay, they can develop this freshwater and marine sponges. They can develop the endogenous buds inside the parent body. During the unfavorable conditions, these sponges they can disintegrate. They cannot reproduce separates. Okay, but the gemmules can withstand adverse conditions. So inside the gemmules they can present in a adverse alive conditions. It is present. Okay, when it is become in a favorable conditions, these gemmules they can come outside from the parent body, then they can develop into the new young individuals. Okay, can you understood? In freshwater sponges and then in a marine sponges, in the endogenous bud, it is known as the gemmule formation. So inside the parent body, number of gemmules or internal buds are developed. That internal buds are otherwise known as the forward gemmules. Okay, the gemmules they can have in a foot laden archaeocytes. Okay, foot laden archaeocytes. During the unfavorable conditions, it is present inside the parent body itself. Okay, they cannot damage. Okay, they can present inside the parent body. During the favorable conditions, these gemmules they can catch into the new sponges. They can lead in an independent life. Okay, this type of reproduction is known as the exogenous budding. So we have seen the budding two types, for what? Exogenous and then in a endogenous. Exogenous example hydra and endogenous example freshwater and marine sponges. Okay, so exogenous body surface they can develop, outer body surface they can develop in a bud. In a endogenous they can produce in a gemmules. That gemmules, the buds they can produce inside the parent body. Can you understood all of you? Okay, the next one is the fragmentation. Okay, another one of the process, it is known as the fragmentation. So fragmentation, already we know that fragment, a small segments of fragment, it is developed or cut from the parent body. So that is also, it is involving in the one of the reproduction. That small fragment they can develop into a new individual. Okay, that type of reproduction is known as fragmentation. So that for what? Parent body breaks into a fragments or small piece of each of the fragment has an potential to develop into a new individual. Fragmentation, it is otherwise known as pedal ligation. Fragmentation or pedal ligation. It is occurs in number of genes of genus of the sea anemones. Sea anemones they can have in a different types different genes. That different genes of the sea anemones they can involve in the one of the asexual reproduction, that is known as the fragmentation. Okay, then that inside the sea anemone lobes, what is the meaning of lobes? The basal end. Okay, the lobes are constructed from the pedal disc. It is attached. Pedal disc they can attach into the substratum, then they can produce the number of lobes. Okay, then that lobes they can develop into the mesenteries, the center middle part. Then at the above the oral end they can produce the tentacles. Then they can grow into a new sea anemone. So small fragment, then the small fragment they can produce the pedal disc. It is attached into the substratum. Then that fragment they can develop into the oral end. Then the oral end they can develop into the for what? Tentacles. Okay, they can produce into the number of tentacles. Then that fragment it is a new individual, it is leads into a new individual, young ones. They can produce the young ones. We can say the example sea anemone for fragmentation. Another one example we can see for fragmentation, that is known as the tapeworm, Tania solium, tapeworm. Okay, the tapeworm already we have seen in our lab. We have seen the body, it is divided into a number of segments. Okay, number of segments. The young segment it is present at the anterior end. The mature segments are present in the posterior end. Okay, the mature segment it is known as for what? Progladis, gravid progladis. So gravid means matured or ripened. Okay, progladis means for segments. Okay, so the gravid progladis or the oldest one, it is present only at the for what? Posterior end. Okay, posterior end of the strobilia. Already we have seen strobilia also, it is known as the segments. Okay, it is otherwise known as the segments. Okay, then the gravid progladis regularly they can cut off from the parent body, maybe in a single or in a group. See here the tapeworm. Okay, tapeworm it is present in a number of fragments. So the young ones, the young fragment, new fragment, it is present in the anterior end near the oral end. The matured one they can present in the posterior end. So this is known as the mature progladids. Okay, when this progladids it is matured, inside it is present in the embryo. They can cut off from the parent body, maybe in a single or in a group. They can cut off. So each segment it is contains in a for what? Embryo. Okay, so then this each fragment they can develop into the basal posterior end and then in an anterior end. It leads into an independent life. Okay, this is also one of the example of fragmentation. Here another one of the question, that is known as apolysis. So what is the meaning of apolysis? The mature progladids regularly they can cut off from the parent body, either single or in a group. Okay, at the posterior end is called apolysis. Repeatedly they are asking this question for 2 mark or in a 3 mark. Okay, example Tania solium. So the gravid progladids are regularly cut off either single or in a group from the posterior end by a process is called apolysis. This process it is very important. It is very significant to the tapeworm. Why we are saying it is significant? It is help in the transferring of the developed embryos from primary host into the secondary host. So this tapeworm for its life cycle it depends in the 2 host cells. It is a parasite. Okay, primary host, first host is known as the man and second one is the for what? Pig. Okay, so the embryos they can develop from the primary host. Okay, then they can transfer into the secondary host. How? The cut off the posterior end of the mature progladids from the man, human being, then they can enter into the pig body. Can you understood? So this each segment it leads into an independent life. They can produce the new individual. So this type of for what? Reproduction is known as fragmentation. Can you understood? The next now we are going to see about the regeneration. Okay, regeneration also is one of the process of what? Asexual reproduction. What is the meaning of regeneration? So regeneration is the regrowth of the injured region. Okay, injured region again they can regrowth. For example, we can say when we are playing, we will fall down. Okay, the small scratches will occur. After for 2 or 3 days, what will happen? That injured it is cured. Then that new skin it is developed from the damaged part. Okay, that process that is known as the regeneration. So many times we have seen in our home lizard is present. Unfortunately, the tail of the lizard it is cut. What will happen after we have seen the tail it is grow? Then simple another one example we can say in our nails. Every week we are cutting our nails. For what will happen? The nails they can grow. Okay, that is also one of the process. That process is known as the regeneration. Regrowth of a injured region is known as the regeneration. So this regeneration was first studied in the animal Hydra by Abraham Trumley in the year 1740. Abraham Trumley has first studied regeneration in the year 1740. So regeneration, it is present in the two types, morphilaxis and epimorphosis. Morphilaxis, epimorphosis. So morphilaxis, the whole body grow into a small fragment. We can cut. We can say the example for what? Planaria or hydra, anything. For body, it is divided into, it is cut into a, for what? Small. The whole body, it is divided, it is cut into like this in a small fragment. Each fragment, they can have a ability to grow into a new one. Okay, so the whole body, it is cut into a number of small fragments. Each small fragment, they can develop into a new individual. That type of reproduction is known as for what? Morphilaxis. Example, hydra and then in a planaria. See here that example, regeneration in the hydra. Okay, so here the hydra parent body. Okay, see this parent body, it is divided into a fragments. This is the basal end, this is the middle, then this is the oral end. See this oral end, they can develop the basal end, regenerated part. Okay, see this basal, only base is present. This base they can develop into the for what? Oral end, anterior. This posterior region they can develop into the anterior region. Old part they can produce in the new part. See this middle piece. So this middle piece they can produce into the new one. For what? This is the old part. Then they can produce the basal region also. Then they can produce in the anterior region also. Okay, so accidentally the hydra they can cut into a number of small fragments. Each small fragment they can develop into a for what? Full whole body. That type of regeneration is known as morphilaxis. The next one is known as epimorphosis. So epimorphosis, replacement of the last body parts. Which body parts is last from the parent body, that part alone it is grow. That type of regeneration is known as epimorphosis. So this epimorphosis is present in the two types, reparative, restorative. Okay, reparative and then in a restorative regeneration. In reparative regeneration, only certain damaged tissue alone, what? Only the damaged tissue alone can regenerate. That is known as that type of regeneration is known as the restorative regeneration. No, not restorative, reparative regeneration. So in a reparative regeneration, only damaged tissue alone they can regenerate. Okay, then restorative regeneration, last body parts they can develop. That is known as the for what? Restorative regeneration. For simple example, we can say in a reparative, when we are falling down, the skin they can grow. That damaged tissue, the damaged skin they can grow that place alone. That type of regeneration we can say in a reparative. Then restorative, we can say the example of lizard and then in a starfish. So starfish, it is present in the 5 arm. The any one arm accidentally they can cut, they can produce into the new arm. That is known as the for what? Restorative. For tail of a wall lizard is cut, the tail they can produce. See the example of this that starfish. So accidentally they can cut this arm, the arm they can develop. This is known as the restorative. Can you understood, students? We have seen the different types of asexual reproduction. Each and everything they will ask in a 2 mark and 3 mark question. Apolysis, then regeneration example, epimorphosis, the types of regeneration they will ask, epimorphosis, or they will ask in a morphallaxis. The example is must. When are you studying, you must study the example also. Then another one of the power of regeneration, it is present in the sponges. When the sponges it is macerated or squeezed, when we can take the sponges, we can keep that sponges in the silk cloth, we can make in a crushing that, squash that, then they can release the fine cells, that silk cloth. Each cells also they can have an ability to produce in a new sponges. When we want to cultivate the sponges, the cultivators they are using this method for cultivation of a sponges. This is also another one important question they are asking repeatedly. Okay, now can you understood the asexual reproduction? We have seen the different types of asexual fission, and for what, in a fission, binary fission, multiple fission, fragmentation, sporulation, strobulation. Then we have seen for what, regeneration. Okay, I think have you understood all of you the different types, different methods of asexual reproduction? You must practice the diagram, study the examples, each and every methods also they will ask repeatedly in a 2 mark or 3 mark or in a 5 mark. Okay, students, thank you.